For the first time in my life, a human being didn't look real to me.
I seen him walking towards me, and it was kind of like he was walking on air.
We call him Black Jesus, or you can call him Black Cat. So the level of fear that he inspired in others was insane.
I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey, see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
The Black Cat, his Airness, Air Jordan, the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime player. He has done things that left us, basketball fans, in awe, and his opponents trembling in fear. And they were just things inside the basketball court that only the greatest can do. Here are 10 things only Michael Jordan did in the NBA. Michael Jordan has been the most famous player in the history of this game, and it's for a reason. But it's still crazy to think he was the only player in NBA history to earn more money than his entire team combined. Back in 1998, when the league skyrocketed thanks to MJ and the Bulls' popularity, the salary cap was still ridiculously low, at just $26.9 million, compared to today's $136 million. While the salary cap was just $26.9 million, MJ was paid $33.1 million in the 1997 to 1998 season. His teammates? Yeah, they were paid a combined $28 million. Yeah, that includes Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. What's crazier was that MJ was paid more than 21 teams in the NBA. Michael Jordan was the most lethal scorer in NBA history. There's no debate. He has a million ways to get a bucket. Sure, LeBron might have the best scoring record because of his longevity, but MJ was just the most explosive scorer this league has ever seen. In his entire career, Michael Jordan averaged 30.1 points per game. Imagine that, a player almost guaranteed to score 30 in a game. And that even includes MJ's second post-retirement stint with the Washington Wizards, playing in his 40s. Only he and Wilt Chamberlain are the only NBA players in history to average 30 in their careers. Well, Wilt was a foot taller than the rest of the league, but MJ, he was just so damn good at basketball. Michael Jordan has done some crazy things, but maybe not as crazy as this next one. You see, MJ and the Bulls' dynasty really started to shape in the 1990 to 1991 season, when they finally conquered the Bad Boys Pistons. And since then, no one has ever caught up to the Raging Bulls. Between November 1990 and June 1998, MJ never lost 3 games in a row. That's a total of 2,769 days and 626 games, in which Jordan never let his team lose 3 times in a row. In second place to Jordan, Stephen Curry and the Warriors dynasty played a distant 314 games. Just greatness personified. Come playoff time, there's no one more dangerous than his airiness, Michael Jordan. And out of the 270 players Michael has faced in the NBA playoffs, he outscored 269 of them. Curious who's that one out of 270? Terry Cummings. When MJ and the Bulls met the Bucks in the 1985 first round, he outscored Mike by 0.2 points per game. But still, 269 out of 270 is crazy. That included the likes of Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and other explosive scorers in his era. Mike, just don't let anyone outshine him. If you see it from another perspective, Michael was a two-way player. Not the most grandiose thing to describe Michael, but he's the greatest two-way player of all time. We love the highlights, the walking on air dunks, the game winners. But the highlights don't show how elite of a defender Michael Jordan was. And in the 1987 to 1988 season, MJ became the first player ever to win the scoring title, the Defensive Player of the Year, and the MVP in one single season. That's insane! Can you imagine the likes of Rudy Gobert winning a scoring title? No? The closest we can get to winning these was Giannis in the 2019 to 2020 season, when he won DPOY while scoring 29.5. Well, Jordan averaged 35. There are levels to his game. It's impressive to have the most career points per game, but you know what's more impressive? Having to average the most points where it all matters, the NBA playoffs. And Michael Jordan did all that. In his career, MJ averaged an absurd 33.4 points per game in the playoffs. Luka Doncic with 30.9 points per game. It's impressive to think that MJ did that all of his career. He was just a walking bucket, and he feeds off the pressure the NBA playoffs bring. If you perform this well in the playoffs and conquer competition, it ought to give you glory and success, and that's what MJ got. 2 three-peats in 8 years. No one has ever done that. And in the 6 championships the Bulls won in the 1990s, MJ was awarded as Finals MVP. 6 Finals MVPs. The most in NBA history. Before you mention Bill Russell and his 11 rings, the league was not handing out the award just yet in his era. In second to Michael, LeBron, with 4 Finals MVPs. Imagine consistently being the best player in the world every single year. Only the GOAT, Michael Jordan, can reach such heights. You know about Michael's Finals MVPs, 6, which was an impressive feat. But he has done something that only MJ could ever accomplish. You see, MJ played 15 seasons in the NBA, and the league was star-studded. Bird, Magic, Hakeem, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, and Malone. There was an immense amount of talent in the NBA, but MJ made it look easy. He won 5 MVPs to go along with his 6 championships. And by the way, undefeated in the NBA Finals. Combined, that was 11 MVPs. In a distant second, we get LeBron and Kareem sharing 8 combined MVPs. You just know how great you must be to achieve this kind of accolade. Truly a one of one. We got the Black Cat leading the most points per game in his career and in the playoffs. And to further cement his legacy as the greatest scorer of all time, Michael Jordan did a feat that made him sit alone at the top of the mountain, scoring the highest points per game in a finals series. In the 1993 NBA Finals, MJ and the Bulls were facing the league MVP, Sir Charles Barkley. Of course, for Michael, whenever there's a notion that there's someone better than him, he's always going to prove that he's the best. And in those finals, that's what he did. Jordan erupted into a finals performance Sir Charles and the Phoenix Suns would not forget. Mike averaged a mind-blowing 41 points per game in that series, including the greatest game in NBA Finals history, where Jordan dropped 55 points in a ridiculous 55% shooting in the pivotal Game 4. Jordan was so damn good in that series that he only went below 50% in the field once in the series. His efficiency was just crazy. It's safe to say that Sir Charles and the Suns never recovered, as the Suns never went to an NBA Finals once again. And of course, out of all the accolades, the championships, and the MVPs, this last one is the most absurd of them all. MJ played 15 seasons in the NBA. Let's take those 2 seasons when he played for the Wizards. That makes 13 seasons. And we all know that MJ played only 17 games when he came back in 1994 to 1995. In his second season, he went down with a career-threatening injury and only played 18 games. So we can write that off too. So what do we have now? 11 seasons? In Jordan's 11 full seasons playing for the Bulls, Mike has won 10 scoring titles. Yes, 10. He was so dominant that he always led the league in scoring. He even averaged 37.1 points per game in his 3rd season in the NBA. That's just unbelievable. Kevin Durant, who was a known lethal scorer in the modern NBA, only has 4. How about Wilt, who dominated his era with his tremendous body size, but only won 7 scoring titles? Just a walking bucket. There would never be anyone like Michael Jordan again. Now it's time to share your thoughts. What do you think was Jordan's greatest accomplishment? Can he win more championships if he doesn't retire in 1998? Leave your comments down below, and as always, thank you for watching.